Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Today is my 72nd birthday. My name is Rich, and today is Wednesday, January 21st, 2026. Now today, I really wanted to talk about something to do with the passage of time. Because at 72, I've really noticed how fast the time goes. I mean, I've noticed that before, but it just seems to speed up the older you get. Now, my memories of my younger days are still pretty vivid in my mind. When I was a younger kid, up until I was probably till I got out of high school, time went really slow. Every year it was, wow, when's summer going to come? So I get my summer break, my summer vacation from school, whatever year it was. But then once I got out of high school, things just started to speed up a little bit more. Now, don't get me wrong, when you're working, and I was always working a full-time job, time always seemed to go really slow when you're at work. Even up through my 50s and 60s, time just slows down when you're doing something that you don't really enjoy. Which is why everybody says, hey, if you can make a living out of doing something fun, that's what you want to do, because you enjoy your time more. But as I got older, it just seems like, okay, you work, time goes really slow. You get off of work, time goes fast until you go to work the next day. But overall, from point A to point B, and now I'm at 72, time just really speeds up. And like every day just goes by, it's like a blink. I wake up, I have my coffee. Next thing you know, I'm going to the gym. Before you know it, it's lunchtime. Then it's, take a nap in the afternoon. Then it's dinner time. And it's time to go watch a little TV and go to bed again. I know, sounds really boring, right? Some of you are probably thinking, well, I'd like to be that bored. I still have to go to work and whatever. But, trust me, when you retire, and I retired when I was, 64, 65 years old, I have to keep busy. You have to keep busy doing something. You have to do something that makes you want to get up in the morning. You know what I mean? Hopefully you have some kind of hobby that you like to do. Maybe it's collecting baseball cards. I don't know. Hopefully it's not just watching TV where you're sitting all day. But anyway, getting back to my point, time going fast. My oldest daughter just turned 50 4 days ago. When I think about that, and when I think about when I turned 50, that was huge. That was like, wow, I'm middle-aged now. I'm really getting old. And my daughter is now middle-aged and getting older. Fortunately, I'm still pretty healthy at 72. I try to take care of myself. I try to eat pretty good. But time just goes by like nothing. I mean, my grandson is going to be 26 years old this year, and I have 2 great-grandchildren now. Great-grandchildren. It's crazy, right? And when I look at, like, say I'm watching movies, when I see, movie stars that were young when I was watching their movies or their TV shows, like, for instance, say Henry Winkler, who was on Happy Days, playing a teenager, even though he was in his 20s, I think, at the time. Look at him now. He's an old guy. He's not the only one. There, people like, William Shatner, who's in his 90s. He still looks pretty good for 94 or whatever he is. But, you see these people that are older now, and it just really brings home the fact of how old you're getting. And it makes me reflective. It makes me nostalgic. It makes me think about all the things that I did when I was young that younger people don't really appreciate now. You know, different movies, different TV shows that I watched that were groundbreaking at the time in the 60s. You know, Star Trek, William Shatner. Leonard Nimoy's gone. Almost everybody's gone. They've all died already from that show. You know, except for just a couple of people. Same thing with bands. I mean, growing up in the 60s, we had the Beatles. We had the Stones. You know, we never got that Beatles reunion we always wanted. I mean, we kind of did, you know, but not really. You know what I mean? All four guys together while they were alive would have been fantastic. And I really believe that would have happened at some point. Probably in the 80s at some time. But, you know, we'll just never know. But you look now, you know, Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, they're still touring. Ringo's 85, Paul's 83. And they're still rocking the stage. So is Mick Jagger. But look at them. They're old. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, I'm old too. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. Okay? What I'm saying is how time just really speeds up and catches up to you at some point. And there's nothing you can do about it. It's just what it is. So, what's my point? I guess my point is that time is linear. It moves the same for everybody. But I think that mostly it's just how we perceive time that speeds up. It's not really time itself that's going any faster. It's just, you know, when you're doing things you don't really like to do, it goes slow. When you're doing things you love to do, it goes fast. Like when I go on a vacation now. Say I go on a 7-day cruise. You know, it's like you start the cruise, and the next thing you know, it's like, oh my God, tomorrow's the last day of the cruise. You know what I mean? Now, I don't have to worry about going to work now, but, you know, I do my stuff on YouTube. That's, you know, that's what I do. I have a couple of channels. This is my brand new channel where I'm just, some of you probably think I'm just talking about nonsense, and maybe I am. I don't know. Maybe I finally gotten to the age now where I just want to vent. I want to get out thoughts, you know, that have been in my brain for years that now I can, you know, I can get out on this channel. And maybe some of you will listen, you know, most of you probably turned off by now. Okay. If you haven't, I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much. But, you know, if you feel the same way I do, share your thoughts in the comments and maybe give me a perspective on how you deal with time, how you deal with the passing of time, with getting older. Most of the time I'm okay with it. I don't really dwell on it, but there are times when I get very melancholic and very nostalgic for things in the past, which is one of my other channels. It's a nostalgia channel, which I just love to talk about old movies and TV shows. But, you know, that's just my thing now. You know, I think every generation says that, you know, my music was the best. My TV shows were the best growing up. You know, these people don't, you know, some of them do. Some of them care about the older stuff and like the Beatles and Led Zeppelin or whatever. But I think most of the kids don't even know who they are. You know, maybe they've heard of Paul McCartney or Mick Jagger, but they don't really know their music. They don't know who they are. And when they get older, who are they going to remember? You know, BTS, K-pop, whatever else is big right now. Which, that's just the way of life, I guess. So I guess that's all I have to say. I probably repeated, I guess, like 20 times, and you know what I mean. I don't know how many times in this video. And if you really stayed to the end, thank you so much. Maybe hit that subscribe button if you want, or like the video. But either way, stop back and see me on the next video. And I think that's all I have to say today. Thanks for sitting with me. I really do appreciate it.